I am Fernando Palma. I am also known as Huehue Coyote, Old Man Coyote. I'm from Mexico and currently living and working in Mexico. The work I do is mostly sculptural in mechatronics, into what it means to have a world that has been constructed for the last century or so in terms of electronic technologies. This is my first time ever in the Arabic world. A few days ago, a few months ago, more precisely, I have no expectations, no idea of what an Arabic country is about. So it's really special to be here in the Sharjah Biennial. I know this is 16 years old, which is also surprising to me because I've been in the arts for over 30 years and I had never heard of a Biennial in Sharjah. That makes it particularly interesting because I speak Spanish most of the time, but I am also Nahua, that I speak Nahuatl, and because I live for so long in the UK, I'm also acquainted with the English. But I mention this because I know that the Spanish language has a lot of influence from Arabic, and that's what also makes my experience in this country particularly interesting. I was a former industrial engineer. I worked in engineering industry in six different companies in Mexico and also in London. While I was working as an engineer, I realized that the engineering was important to me, but it has also made very difficult life for many different reasons around the world, especially, of course, because industry grabs from somewhere, from rivers, from deserts, extracts goods, they are transformed, and they, in that way, have conditioned our way of life. The work I brought to Sharjah is been developed over the years, and I'm particularly happy to express that in the first place, the mechatronic sculpture I built was activated by simple sensors like presence sensors, the sort of things that we have to lit lights in a home. Over the years, it made me realize how we are so dependent on the electronics that we have pretty much become like puppets, not just of electronics, of course. They may be just the strings that are attached to us to move like this and like that. But of course, it's to do with politics, with economics, with religion, and so on. But all is translated into electronics, so we function in a way that we feel that we are in control of what we do, but not necessarily. But more specific to the work I brought here is this effigy that is a two-headed snake, because I'm intending to represent our perception of time. Our perception of time currently, specifically on the Western idea, is that it has a past, a present, and a future in a linear sense. For where I come from the pre-Hispanic times, time was understood more in a cyclical way. This is why the two heads ought to touch each other, but here just in a sort of a long way format. This is not accidental because this is our perception of time. In place, there will be a large spider made of soil to relate the issues I've just spoken about to do with what substantiates our life. Oftentimes, we have the idea that when we drink water, it's just a material. When we plant things on the soil, it's just a matter that has no conscience. But for us indigenous guys, water, when we drink it, we are drinking life. When we breathe, we are breathing life. The other works I have brought about, they are made up of cooking pots together with some motors, and they will move upside down, pretty much like turtles, making noises of their own. And they are complemented by another work that has clapping spoons. They are wooden spoons because at the end of the day, if there was a conflict of such a kind that the internet got blown away, if the cloud where we all have our memories was blown away, we would be back to the necessity of feeding each other, feeding ourselves, and that will be done through cooking pots and wooden spoons. And therefore, to me, I come to the conclusion that even though this is sophisticated that we don't understand, cooking pots and wooden spoons, they are an intelligence that is probably going to live well away before, long after we go. The wooden spoons are actually made into a clapping form because to me, I want to show that they are kind of birds. And when I came here, I was thinking I ought to paint them a little bit so they look recognizable. The idea of recognizing the spoons as such, maybe bring a bit of a moment of a laugh, perhaps. And if it does, I will be very well complimented, because I think the arts, in order to understand them, one shouldn't be so uptight, so sophisticated, not just discussing it, but enjoying it. The 3 different pieces will be triggered not by people passing by the presence of people. They will be triggered through signals that we are going to tap from the internet, from different, hopefully from different cities of the Emirates, so that we have perhaps variations in humidity levels, or wind direction, or temperature up and down. I'll put it on because this has been made for this reason, and that I believe that people, every one of us has been entrusted with a task to develop in life. And I think these issues are not necessarily human. Even though they are implanted to us who are human, we also are part divine. And that we've been born in the world in order to execute those things. And in my case, I like to think that I am an avatar of Huehuecoyotl. That means old man coyote, which is the avatar of fire. Fire, the primordial energy that is always young, that is always there, that we just need to make a little campfire and everybody gathers together and maybe we begin to dance and be merry about it. In that way, Huehuecoyotl is the god of dances, happiness, and mischief. But he's also a creator, and he's also, in the true human sense, stupid, because we create such worlds that are fragile.